Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. This is One Hot Take, One Heat Minute Productions Patreon video podcast because our patrons have been asking. We know that you go and see these new movies. What they may not know is that I take my dear friend and producer on One Heat Minute, Brian Game. Hello, Brian.
G'day.
We go see all of these movies together. They want my more extensive reactions, but I feel like if you guys want my take, it's better for me to do it on a microphone. So here we are.
Absolutely. And we basically do this in the car ride on the way home.
Yes.
Anyways.
We're having the breakdown. We're just doing it nicer on nicer microphones. Oppenheimer.
That was the one where I was kind of silent afterwards. I didn't like come right out and say, okay, this is awesome. Or this was, what the hell did we just see? I was more like, I need a minute. I need a minute to take the visuals. I need a minute to take the message. I need a minute to understand. Like,
Yeah.
I need a minute.
It was a lot.
Like,
it was a lot.
Yeah.
Chris Nolan. Dear Chris Nolan. That was a lot. I need a minute. Brian Game. Yeah, no, I agree. This year, the two biggest movies of the year, Barbie and Oppenheimer. You would have heard us on our previous sort of catch up about Barbie. I was the same. I don't think I was immediately gleefully cartwheeling out of the cinema, but I thought it was spectacularly made and it lingered with me. I think if there's a few things that I really loved about it, I really got the time displacement thing. I got that it was very sort of first person perspectives. I wasn't disrupted by color versus black and white and those transitions. I think some people have been like, what the fuck is going on? What time is it? What's happening? That sort of stuff, that didn't bother me. I just love that the entire thing is this giant flex of look at all these motherfucking actors.
Yeah.
The cast in this movie is fucking insanity. And I love Matt Damon when he's gleefully being hated on screen. He loves it. Cillian Murphy, unbelievable. Love the time, love the speaking, love just the proximity of the camera. It's completely disorientating. It's super incredibly rich experiential viewing. So these incredible in-camera special effects designs and shots outside of obviously, the Trinity test, which is sort of the centerpiece or the climactic moments of the movie. I found it really a lingering movie in the best possible way. I've been thinking about the score. I've been thinking about the sound. I've been thinking about his gaze. I've been thinking about these incredible performances. But yeah, it was certainly a movie that I'm dying to see again. I'm really keen. It's and I think a lot of people have compared it to Oliver Stone's JFK. Have you seen JFK?
I haven't. No.
Yeah. Not to be confused.
My fault here.
No, JFK is one of my favorite movies. A great movie, similar impressionistic history conspiratorial thing, goes way down the speculative versus the more factual that this is. But yeah, I had a lot of time for it, and definitely one of my favorites of the year. And I think the one thing that we learned is we had new kinks come out of this movie, which I'm really excited about. People are really going, it's do you need the butt of Godvita read to you while you're having sex with Florence Pugh, or just a very attractive lady or man, whatever your preference is?
Yeah.
Do you want them to recite Sanskrit poetry or them to make you recite Sanskrit poetry while you're having sex? Maybe yes.
Look, it definitely awakened stuff. It definitely awakened.
I haven't seen JFK, but I might have to learn Sanskrit.
I have to go and learn Sanskrit now, because if it's not involved in that now in some way, it's just a floppy.
Do you think that, what's the percentage? What's the bet that there are some real Nolan head freaks out there that have started to go to a lady friend, can you make me read I have become death destroyer of worlds?
And that poor lady friend will have no idea.
All women are huh?
What? You want me to what? Make you? No.
Do you think people should have been freaked out by the sex in this movie? I don't know if I'm immune to it, but I was there's not that much. There's sex in it, but there's not hang dong crazy sex in it.
I think there definitely was. I mean, there definitely wasn't. But
if you're a prude, though,
if that's what I was just gonna mean. It depends on your outlook on life. And then when you see something like this, it's just your outlook will be affected by different things. Like you'll pick up different things depending on your outlook. And then so obviously, yeah, the prudes are just going to absolutely lose it over. But like, I don't want to say normals. Is normals the wrong thing? The
The kind of okay,
okay, like where
the very like tolerable that like
yeah,
sex exists.
sex exists, and it wasn't done in a rude way. It wasn't done in a it didn't overshadow the movie. Like when I go look back on this movie, it's the parts where Nolan sucks you into that moment and you're living in that moment. Like you are in that moment when that thing is counting down.
Josh Hartnett's pants.
You are in his pants.
You're in his high cut 1940s pants.
You are in those pants. But all that other stuff like that, it just washes away because that's not like for me, it just washed away. Like I barely even remember it.
Maybe I'm like
Maybe Florence Pugh.
yeah, I think a lot of people Reddit's helping everyone remember that. It's really awesome that these massive films on this kind of scale, original takes on topics like serious kind of blockbusters can go and make like half a billion, and that it's out there because, you know, I mean, that's probably why he's an outlier as Chris Nolan, is that like everyone's fucking lining up. Like it was insane. Like a following Wednesday, and there were lines out the door for Barbie and Oppenheimer on a Wednesday 2 weeks after it was released.
That's amazing.
Which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Like go to the movies.
Yes.
I'm really glad that it got like the big bump. And it was so fun that they pit these two movies against each other, but it was so awesome that so many people just ended up pitting them against each other into embracing, no, I'm going to see both of them.
Yes.
And they're both going to do really well. And once one person had seen one, it almost was like, well, I have to go see the other, which is cool.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I got our passes and I wanted to immediately put up the passes. I did it.
Yeah.
Have you Barbieheimerd yet? I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I just never did.
But we're going to go see the 70 mil. In Australia, we don't have an IMAX right now, other than in Melbourne.
That's right. Yeah.
On 70 millimeter film, there's 2 theaters in Sydney that are doing it. Hayden Orpheum, which I love, deeply love the guys at the Orpheum, Cremorne Orpheum. Beautiful Art Deco theater. We've seen Heat there. We saw the Heat 4K together. And then Ramwick Ritz. So I think if we're going to go again, we got to go see it on 70 mil for sure.
100%.
Yeah, because there's apparently that's the way to see it. And what I'm hearing is that I think until like the 3rd week of October, Oppenheimer is completely sold out at IMAX in Melbourne.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, what an exciting time in filmmaking right now.
Yes.
You know, like it's actually really exciting. I mean, we disagree on the Marvel stuff. I'm not a huge Marvel fan, but like I do enjoy a Marvel movie from time to time.
I enjoy him. Yeah, like
from time to time.
Up until the end game.
Yeah.
Like up until end game, right into it.
I don't know why my voice went so high right there. I don't understand. But yeah.
You Disney shill. But
yeah.
But since then I've just been less excited because it felt like it was going to be something new and dynamic, and they were more interested in like reducing the scale of these things to more intimate. And I think in a couple of the more recent like blurred line between their TV output and their cinema output, there's been some great stuff. Like I loved WandaVision. I had a lot of time for the Black Widow. I'm enjoying Marvel not being the destination viewing.
Yes. Yep.
Because we had that. Like we were all dying to see Infinity War and Endgame and, you know, Black Panther and Guardians of the Galaxy and all those things. We've had that.
Yes.
It's time now.
Yeah. And that's what I mean by how it's exciting. Like Barbie has
huge. And now how many god awful Barbie imitators are there going to be?
Oh, it's kicked off
it's kicking off something.
Yeah.
Whereas Oppenheimer should be the one that has the kickoff.
Yeah.
Big filmmakers should be given enough money to go and make really meaningful, personal films as well. I mean, Barbie too. Like they gave her a sack of money and no, it's go do your thing and go and do it. And you live and die by the sword, and it's made $1 billion. And they're like, okay, well, we might do this again.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Yeah. No. And yeah, so it's an exciting time to be a popcorn movie watcher and or film
person. Film person. All right, we'll catch you on another episode of One Hot Take very soon.